and welcome back to the Real Sisters Real Estate Podcast. This is Christy Curtis with the Bob and Rana Group, Berkshire Hathaway, and I'm here with Jules. Jules, how's it going?
Hey, Chrissy, and I am with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty. And as a disclaimer, neither of us are being endorsed by our brokerages. Going great.
Good. So we took a little bit longer hiatus than was expected, or we were thinking we would. Busy summer, but then Jules made some big changes. You want to tell everyone what you did?
Yeah. Changed to Sotheby's. So they ended up buying out our Century 21 Star Valley branch. So kind of had a big office change, and it's been really great though. They're very supportive, really, really great marketing, listing presentations. So it's been a really good switch. It's just been a lot more than I thought it was.
It's a lot when you change brokerages. New training, new onboarding, all kinds of different things. I think that's why some people just stay put, even if they're not the happiest with their brokerages, because just switching all your clients and it can be a pain. But now, once you get through it, it's done and you're good to go. And you've been liking it so far, from what I've heard.
Yeah, they're really great. And it's been a couple weeks now, so I'm through the onboarding and got everything switched over. It was a good time for me because I was able to get through the transactions I had open and then just make a nice clean switch. And I had some stuff and I just said, hold on the listings until I get through it. So it ended up being really good time for me working out wise. And yeah, they've just been really great, really helpful, a lot of agent tools. So it's been a really good change.
Good, good. I'm glad you're happy. I mean, it's important to be happy with who you're working with. And I can't find my glasses if you're wondering why I'm looking around like that. But no, it's really important to be comfortable where you're working with. I know you loved where you worked before, but things change, and it sounds like it was a little bit out of your control. So I'm glad that you're happy. I mean, the fall season is here, and it was actually a perfect time to transition right before the end of summer. I mean, you did it while we were in Galveston enjoying
Mhm.
our lazy rainy days. And I'm happy for you. What else is new? What's new with the kiddos and Marcus, and just catch us up on life?
Yeah, kids are back in school, which is fantastic, is always good for me when I can, leave, go to the gym and come home and the dishes are still done.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's nice. They're back in school. Colton's a junior this year. Ella's in the 7th grade, so both of them are down in Afton. Colton's driving now, so holy
Crazy.
cow, I know. It just life marches on. How are things going
Yes.
there?
Good, good. Same here. Like I said, spring is obviously gone and summer's gone. So now we're into the fall. Thank you, Captain Obvious. And and same thing, Hayden's gone. He went back to college for his junior year of college, which is mind blowing. And yeah, went back to like a new apartment. So he's excited. And me and CJ are, miss him, but it's always kind of nice to get back into our normal routine, and CJ's gearing up for his extremely busy season. So, once September comes, I just say, bye, honey, I love you. Because he's gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday of every weekend, doing weddings, and which is a good thing. So, actually, it's through September and October. But we just got back from Florida, did our last beach vacation until I assume January. So, goodbye, tan, too. But, like you said, life marches on. So, want to get into it?
Sure, let's get into our market updates.
Okay. Go ahead. You can kick it off.
All right. So our Tibor market updates, we have a current days on listing for our residential is 131 and our building sites it's 199. So oddly enough, I thought I would see much lower days on market through, coming off our summertime season, but it seems to be actually quite steady. Yeah, so I was a little surprised by that. We do have a nice uptick since the last time we spoke. We have 1,651 active listings. So nice uptick there in our inventory, and we're definitely feeling that in our market. Very, very even market here. 55 new listings, 31 went pending, and 21 sold. So we've had a very, very even market, a really much slower summertime. Fall has been quite strong so far, which is really nice. I was talking to just some other friends. I ran into him at the Ace Hardware, and he was like, "Are you busy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm busy." He's like, "It's so great."
It
Like,
is.
yeah, because all of kind of like, "Oh shit, are we going to pay our bills this year?"
Right? It's I thought that it was going to be a little bit slower, but yeah, I've already picked right back up for well, I'm not even done my summer market yet, but yeah, it's good. So I'm glad that you guys are seeing it out there too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So what is going on out there?
Oh, I mean, honestly, our numbers really haven't changed too much. Current days on market is still 22. I think the last that we spoke, we were at like 18. You know, August naturally just we see a decline in our market right here. Everyone's on vacation. I'm getting ready back to go to school. Active units are up 0.1%. So big numbers there. Pending is up again 0.9%. So tiny, tiny bits of change. And then the only, larger gap that I saw was in the amount of closed last week as compared to this time last year. And it was down by like 400 units. So, really, not even that bad, all things considering. And then for obviously, the rates are the number one question on everyone's mind. Right now, the 30-year fixed is around 6.44 when I pulled it. So that's the national average. Now, I know just going through all the settlement sheets throughout the entire year, I feel like every lender out there is asking or suggesting that everyone buy down their rate a little bit. So hopefully this will save buyers some money and they won't have to buy down the rate moving forward, especially with moving into September with the Fed talking about the rate cuts. It's funny how just talking about the rate cuts right now is already leading into action of the rates actually going down. So
Mhm.
no actual change, but the rates are going down. So that's good to see. That's good for the buyers out there. And then as far as news from the big dogs, that kind of leads us right into just a little blurb that I found interesting. And I know you said you have an even market, and we are definitely more gearing towards an even market throughout the summer. I still lost a few deals for multiple offers, but definitely not as bad as I had as it has been in the past. So I just thought that this was funny. Supply may be steadily increasing, but list prices continue to rise throughout most of the bright MLS, so our area. The median price was 415 for the week ending in September, which is 5.1% greater than the same week in 2023. So fewer sellers are dropping their asking price as we head into September, would suggest sellers feel like they still have the upper hand. I don't know if the sellers still have the upper hand as much as they think that they do. And that's again just going through and looking at comps when you're you know, going to a listing appointment or pulling comps for your buyer as to tell them how they what you want to, suggest what you think that you should offer. But it is interesting how the sellers still just think that, the world is their oyster. you know,
It Of course they do. I mean,
yeah.
sellers always want to believe that we were, 2, 3 years ago, that's what they wanna see. We are definitely in an even market here. We are seeing close pricing negotiate off of list price. I pulled the numbers about a month ago, and I would say that our close to list price is down 30%. So we are seeing major negotiations off of list price. The sellers have not figured it out yet. It's so strange to me. I went on a listing appointment just the other day, and of course, Mr. Seller, he wants whatever.
Top.
Of course
Sure,
he does.
sure.
And I'm not going to discourage that. And I just went, okay, um, that's fine. That's a couple years number ago. we're gonna try that for 3 weeks. If we don't get X amount of showings, X amount of interest, then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop that by $50,000." And he was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Let's shake on it.
Yeah, yeah, and, even, just recently, I, again, had Mr. Seller, "Hey, this is where we need to be." I ran the comps, I pushed him all the numbers. He's, so reluctant to do it. Finally got him to do another big price decrease, and now it's under contract, and there was
Great.
other people coming by, saying, "Oh, well, if that falls apart." So now we have multiple options, which is great. And he was just kind of like, of course they're like, "Oh, well, you dropped it too much." And I said, "No, we dropped it to where we're getting interest. And this is where it should have been the whole time."
Right, right. I know it's funny how that as soon as you put it in the right price category, they're like, well, maybe we're too aggressive. And I was like, no, this is exactly what we needed to be. This is where we needed to go in order to get the people in the door, you know? It is funny how immediately they do that. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what do you do? You know, you're damned if you don't do your job right. You're damned if you do your job right.
Right.
It's like, goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
we were just happy to get it under contract because it had been on the market for almost a year. So very happy to get that guy under contract, and hopefully we have a nice, easy, as soon as you say easy
You can
transaction.
you can always hope for it. You can always hope for it, you know?
Oh, is there such a thing?
Not normally, not normally, and sometimes when you think it is, it's like last minute things that pop up, and it's like, I knew it was going too smoothly. When is the shit gonna hit the fan? Because it just always does. Hopefully, it's not too bad. But that's good, that's good. Do you have any news from the big dogs that you wanted to share?
Um, no, no, sorry.
Yeah, it's all interest. No, don't be sorry. It's all interest rates, and I never knew that Jerome Powell always went to Jackson Hole for all these meetings. It's so funny. I just started. I mean, I didn't just start reading about it, but I just actually started paying attention to where he goes, and I was like, oh, that's right in Jules's neck of the woods. Send her out there, spy.
Yeah, yeah, he comes like every year, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of the big wigs come out here for all of their meetings because, why not why not hang
why
out,
not go? Yeah, where all the rich
right?
people are. Yeah,
Yes, they go where the rich people is, and then you can like go do the fun stuff that you can do here, and you can do it on the taxpayers' dime when they fly you out.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd pick Jackson Hole. No offense. I'd probably pick like Honolulu, but
Right?
maybe that's just wishful thinking. Who am I? All right, you want to get into what would you do?
Yeah, do you have a story for us this week?
I do. So ours is a new twist. It's a story from an actual buyer. I was digging around yesterday and I just couldn't find anything that I thought was funny. And I thought that this was, since we're going into the fall spooky season, I thought this might be appropriate. I was a first time home buyer purchasing a townhouse. The townhouse was from the 70s and pretty much had nothing updated at all. I knew it was a fixer upper. However, there was the oddest thing. There was a rectangle of carpet in the living room cut out all the way down to the concrete. The rectangle was about 3 by 6 feet. Anyway, at closing, I was 98% done signing the mountain of paperwork when I decided to ask the seller, who came in from out of town. So, what's up with the rectangle of carpet being cut out in the living room? To which he replied, oh, that's where my wife rolled off the couch and died. He went on to say, nobody realized she was dead for quite a while, so her body had to be cut out of the carpet and removed from the house. I just thought, ew.
Oh my god. Okay, a couple things here, couple things. First off, why didn't anybody notice she was dead?
I know. Where were these people?
Where were they? And second off, why would the buyer wait till the last minute to ask this question? Like, wouldn't that be the first question when you're walking through?
Right? One of the first things that would pop into my head is, why is all the carpet missing right there? Yeah, and as their agent, I'd have been like, 98% done, dude. It's all yours.
Sorry, earnest money is hard. Can't walk away now.
You can't do it. You know the rule. If they ask, you tell them. If not, zip your lips.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
gross.
boy.
I
Mm.
know.
Oh,
So
well,
hopefully she doesn't come back to haunt. I mean, hopefully she'll haunt her husband who left her dead there for
yeah.
days instead of the townhouse. God,
Oh,
just
golly.
nonchalantly. That's where she rolled off the couch and died. Oh shit. So
Oh,
disgusting. So
ugh.
that's my spooky story time for our fall kickoff.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Liquefied remains.
Oh god, the smell. You would think the smell itself would be, yeah, but whatever.
You
Gross.
okay? One last thing. Why wouldn't you just replace all the carpet?
That is, I mean, you would think, but he got an offer, so I guess it worked.
Must have been a couple of years ago when the strong market.
Right. I'll take whatever I can get. Oh no. It's bad.
Oh dear.
Oh
All
dear.
right.
Ugh.
Oh, well, shall we get into our reality show?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So we are back into our Million Dollar Listing LA season 15, episode 1. We had a new season drop, and thank goodness we are back with our team that we love, Tracy and the Altmans, and of course, Flag. I'm just so happy to be watching them again. They make me laugh. I just think they're just so great. And speaking of being on the grindstone, their market has changed just like ours, and they are on the grindstone. All three of them are really putting their heads down and trying to find new ways to find markets. They're breaking into new markets. Tracy was even talking about leaning into her Texas brokerage that she has down there. So yeah, they've really been working hard for their business, which is nice to see. So
It
are
is.
we.
Yeah, exactly. It is nice to see. And we already know, obviously, you don't get to that level by being lazy. So you know that they have the chops to do it. But it was I shouldn't say refreshing because it's not refreshing that we're all like on the grind. But one of the first things that Tracy said when the episode opened was, "This market sucks," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it does, it does." And I thought it was even more funny that like her and Altman, they're both like, "We're not sending our team members on these listing appointments. We are going. Like we have to secure it. We're the ones that are the faces that people want to see. So, sorry, team member, but we need to secure this." And I'm sure once they secure it, they kind of hand it off and have,
Oh,
other hands on it. But I thought that was funny that she mentioned that too. She was funny. She's like, "I've got a kid going to college. I need my money." It was like, "Yep, we feel you,"
oh
and
yeah.
they're doing the same thing. She had the gentleman that was at 899.99 or whatever it was. And she's like, "No, it needs to be at, seven, what did she say? 7,995." And so we'll see how that goes. But I did think it was funny that they were just immediately, all of them were like, "Oh wow, it has changed, and it changed quickly." And they were even saying how in the sorry, someone's calling me. How quickly the market changed. And then for Altman, he had that huge open house. Did you see how many people were on his team were at that open house for the LA property? Did you
The
see
one with
that?
the concrete basement.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a whole nother story with the square footage. But
I have that written in my notes.
smart for them to utilize it, but yeah, and I totally understand why he's doing it.
I don't know. I think it's kind of shady.
It is, but it totally is. And now that's why the other agents there were like, no, but And then, but you can see that that house hasn't sold in the what 15 months it's been on the market, and they're short term renting it. So like Airbnb and stuff like that. Nightmare,
Oh my,
nightmare.
they're just shooting themselves, the sellers are shooting
Hmm.
themselves in the foot with doing that first off. And I noticed one of the big takeaways that I found interesting was that you had Tracy going to a house that had already been listed and these people could not sell it. Same situation with Altman. So you have these brokers, other brokers that are maybe reaching out to the Tudor team and to the Altmans and being like, we're not getting it done. We need your client book. We need your everything, your media, your everything. I did think it was interesting that they are co-listing stuff with, we didn't necessarily see that in the past seasons. They were taking it all, but now they're co-listing and kind of opening that broader door up, which is smart.
100%. I mean, at that price point, it's still a win-win,
Oh,
for both parties. And I thought it was interesting too that the wife is the woman for the developer with Tracy who can't get it done. And I'm like,
mhm.
oh my gosh, like, although on her in her defense, I'm sure it's probably hard to tell your husband, like, look, this is where we need to be. But it's your husband. Like, if you can't talk to your husband about where you need to be, then maybe you don't. I don't know. Whatever. It's not my business. But I did think it was interesting that same thing that they're co-listing now, that it's houses that have been on the market that have been sitting there that are now stale,
Mhm.
so they need their fresh marketing approach, and like you said, client book, just their clout, just
Yeah.
their overall, expertise in their going. Meanwhile, Flag is on Days of Our Lives.
So Flag is so funny to me. So it
Yeah.
got to Flag and you could tell like clearly he has family money. He is maybe not on the grind as much as everybody else
Right.
is. And he's on Days of Our Lives and he's just he is trying to double side that getting that girl to
That lot.
buy her on the off market kind of situation, double side that. So smart on him, but I was just like, "Oh, Flag."
I know, he's too funny. He's so lackadaisical. He's just like, chilling. I know when he was trying to work the Keurig machine, I was laughing, and Siege was kind of like watching it with me, like, just in and out. And I was like, this is a person with old money who's always been rich. He doesn't have to make his own coffee.
No,
He
he's
doesn't know
like
how to work
I'm
it.
like, "It's an 8-ounce mug, Flag."
The print of a vintage curtain, but you don't know it's an 8-ounce mug.
That's true. That is so, so true. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see if he gets that girl to take that because that was a great deal.
Right?
Like $16.5 million just because the dude wants to put on a tennis court there. Like, damn.
Right.
So see if
That's the
they
buyer
make
that you
that.
want for that lot. That's the buyer you want for that lot. Yeah, what do you say? $5 million profit in 2 years? Take
Yeah,
it.
100%. But she is reluctant. At least at the end of it, she was reluctant. So we'll see what she does next week. Um, anything else?
Mm, no, I don't think so. No, I just thought I thought it was a good way to kick it off. I feel like it's obviously so much better than selling Sunset. They're real realtors. They are feeling the pinch just like we are, and obviously they're on a much higher scale. I also hope that they get into, oh gosh, the I hope they get into the, where was it? Um, where was that land? Oh, Nevada. I hope that they get into
Oh
the
yeah.
sales for Nevada too, to see, what they were able to accomplish there. I mean, we had Oscar de la Hoya's up
Mhm.
for sale again, so we know they sold some of them. So, but I'll be interested to watch this, and then yes, I'm so happy to have them back. And that other one was really, that was painful. So
Yeah, I'm real glad it's not selling Sunset. They are just oh my god.
yeah, hot mess of scratch. All right, so you got the listing of the week for us this week, Jules?
I do. Does this landscape look familiar? I know you've visited here a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely where you live. Is that Teton Mountain?
Those are not the Tetons, but well, that may be the Bridger Teton, or that could be the Caribou Mountains. I think that's Caribou. Anyways,
Oh,
we have Taylor Sheridan, the
oh,
creator,
cool.
yeah, the creator of Yellowstone Lioness and many other very popular hit shows, has bought a 179-acre ranch in Grover, Wyoming.
Very cool. Good find, Jules.
Yeah, so, well, of course, he made headlines here. This was listed by Live Water Properties out of Jackson Hole, listed for 4.95, closed for 4.6.
Okay.
So TMZ has reported that this is in the middle of nowhere, and I disagree
I was offended.
because I think we are somewhere.
You are somewhere, Jules.
We're right
Your map
here.
your map dot matters.
Uh, so known as Papa's Creek Ranch, it has two small streams that flow into it, and of course, this larger river that you see flow through it is the Salt River that
Oh,
flows
cool.
right through the valley right by my house. Grover is about, I don't know, 15 minutes. My friend Shannon lives there, so shout out to her neighborhood. Yeah, so we are 65 miles from Jackson, and then it has two small creeks that feed into the Salt River here. So it's mainly just pictures of land, but I just thought it was so cool.
It's
Um,
really cool.
well, so it's unconfirmed that they're saying that Sheridan might be using this. I don't know who that guy is. It was just on the MLS.
Hey, we have fish.
That fish, by the way, is the famous cutthroat trout. It's not just
Oh,
any fish.
he's not, and he's now owned by one of the richest directors or writers of all time.
Yes, he is. And he is looking good, and I hope they threw him back. That is
Me too.
the cutthroat trout, or maybe that's a brown spotted trout. I'm sure those trout enthusiasts are gonna be like, "No, Jules, it's
No,
wrong."
Jules. Know your trouts or shut up. Know your trout or shut your trap.
Shut your trout. Yeah, so and then
Oh,
just a little piece of shit barn there that is actually
God.
no use. Some more
What
trout.
is up with all this trout?
I mean, it's
I'm surprised TMZ didn't report on it.
you can also
Oh, fun.
hunt.
Dead ducks. Okay.
Yes, you can hunt on your famous around here, Chrissy. People come from all around the world on your nature preserve here, fly fishing, more fishing. Yeah, so there is some people are saying more dead stuff there for you, Chrissy.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, thank you, Wyoming. Oh, wow. This is
Uh,
what sells.
I don't know who these people are. These are
No.
just randos that the listing agent had on the MLS.
Oh, here we go. More
More
trout
fish,
tail.
more dead birds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, it's Wyoming.
I get
Everybody
it. I
everybody
get
does
it.
it.
Everyone, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's their
s
thing.
yeah, so,
I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The land is beautiful.
yeah, it's really pretty. So people are wondering if Sheridan is going to start using some of this ranch in his maybe upcoming and part of his series, maybe Yellowstone.
Hmm. That would be cool.
Yeah, the only thing I can confirm is that he did not use me as the buyer agent.
So therefore, we hate him.
I've seen him in the gym. I guess I wasn't working out hard enough.
Hey, what are you doing, Jules?
I
You're
know.
supposed to like drop your card next to his row machine or some shit.
He's ripped. Let me
Is
tell
he?
you, this guy is so ripped. And I was like, "Is it him? Is it him?" And it was him. Because then I, of
Oh,
course, went online and I was like,
immediately Google. It's him. It's confirmed. I think it's him. And you still didn't drop a card.
no.
What the hell are you doing? You're like, Joel's like, some old guy. I mean, he was ripped, but whatever. He kept trying to talk to me. I put my AirPods in.
No, he had his headphones on and he was not wanting to be bothered. I mean,
If we don't want to be bothered, I'm sure he does not want to be
no,
bothered.
no, no. It's funny. Our gym always has like Yellowstone and stuff playing on the TVs there. I guess I don't know if he puts it on or not. I doubt it. I've only seen
No.
him once. He's not a full-time resident here. I'll be curious to see if he does build at home here. He has another piece of land in Thane that he
Oh,
bought a couple he has an actual a house, so he does come and stay here. So, and that's why I see him at the gym. But pretty cool little find there. Yeah, so he went with
very
Patty
cool.
Speakman for the buyer's agent. Patty, great job. Let me
Great
know
job,
what his
Patty.
plans are, Patty.
Yeah. Yeah, Patty, just keep us in the loop, Patty. Lucky her. Good for her. I mean, that's awesome. That is beautiful land. So that's cool.
Yep, very pretty. All right. Well, do we have our tip of the week?
I do. So mine is just tip of the week. It's fall. All the kids are going back to school. The market really opens up. I know people don't only talk about the spring market, but to me, it's the spring market and then the fall. And the fall market, although shorter, is still a great time to get your buyers out there. Great time to get your listings up. Get them up as quickly as you can. But yeah, it's just a great time where everyone kind of resets and gets back into their normal routine. So great time to reach out to people, send out your like little fall newsletters, then follow up with a phone call or something like that. So yeah, that's my only tip.
Good tip. Yeah, we have a very strong market, fall market. Actually, I would say fall market for us is much stronger than any other time. Fall is when transactions actually happen around here. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, work to get those listings up. People are out there, they're actually buying it. So, keep it going. My tip this week is stay in your lane.
Ooh,
Um, what do I mean by this?
I already know. I have an idea.
Just stay in your lane. So I was showing a place the other day and I had the listing and they're going, "Well, where are the markers, the stake markers, like the survey markers?" And I went, these apps, they're not 100%. I can give you a rough estimate. These are some stakes. They could have been moved." And the other agent was going, "Oh yeah, that's definitely them. And this is the lot line." And I thought to myself, how dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
how very dangerous. And I finally looked at them and I went, the only way to be certain is to get a survey. So that's what I mean. Like, stay in your lane. You're not a lender. You're not a surveyor. You're not a home inspector. Don't go into things you don't know. And it's totally fine. Like, my rule of thumb is I tell people all the time, I know a little bit about everything. I'm an expert of nothing, but it's my job to get you to the person who is an expert and can give you the answers. That's my job, is to
Right.
get you to the right people. I don't know these questions. I don't know the answers, but I know
And
someone who does.
exactly. I mean, that is very true. We're not lawyers. I think that's where a lot of
Mm-mm.
people in our profession kind of, put themselves in hot water. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely dangerous. Do not I kind of had the same situation. I was on like a 2 acre lot. I asked for the like plat. They didn't have it. So I just printed out the like, when you pull up the MLS and it shows the, rugged lot lines. I
Sure.
printed out and I said, this is all I have. This is not anything concrete, kind of same thing. This will give us an idea, but this is a CYA. I don't know that this is true,
Yeah.
So if you like it and we're going under contract, get a survey,
Mm.
and then you'll see where your actual stuff is. So yeah, absolutely stay in your lane. And we don't even say it to be rude. It's really is a CYA. If you say something wrong, and in our very litigious nation that we are in, they will come and get you. So just be
It's
careful.
so true. It's so dangerous. You take on so much liability. And I think as a real estate agent, it's really, really important to limit your liability. Be
Yes.
careful what you say. Be careful what you write in emails. Be careful what you write in texts. All of that can be used against you. And let's be honest, like I just don't even know.
No, exactly. So why even like try
Right.
to fudge it? Just I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, but let me find out for you. And as long as you follow through and do the things that you said you were going to do, that's what matters.
Yeah.
If they don't want to be lied to, that's for sure. That's
Right.
just definitely not going to
Yeah.
do any good. It's funny you're looking for the funny stories. I look for funny stories that have to do with animals and like random things, and some of them were like, I accidentally checked a box on a contract and it cost me $10,000. I was like, that's not funny. That's shitty. That's not good.
Well, that's also you being a shitty agent. Pay attention to details.
Yeah, pay attention to details. We've all, probably written an offer when we were a little tipsy and
Oh, yeah.
just
Not
triple check
me.
that thing. No, I mean, I'm speaking for other agents that are crazy. But just triple check that bad boy before it goes out. And then when you're
Absolutely.
sober and you're negotiating again, check it again with the, the straight eye.
100%. Just be like, "Ooh, this line item we should probably
We
change."
should probably change this. Yeah. Just to be safe.
Yep.
And this is why our brokerages don't endorse us.
Exactly. Yep, yep. So for our larger endorsement, speaking of that, I'll put into the comments the larger endorsement that my brokerage is
Yes.
making me. It's quite lengthy.
So please read so we can be off the hook.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I guess that wraps us up for this week. Fun to be back on our season 2. So remember to follow us and like us and subscribe on all of our social media channels. And we'll see you next week.
We'll be back. All right. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.